Welcome to Adobe Photoshop CS6, Lasso Tool and Quick Selection Tools. After completing this unit, you will be able to freeform select a part of the image, use the different types of Lasso Tool, create a selection using the Quick Selection Tool, and create a selection using the Magic Wand tool. In this unit, we will look at some more specialized selection tools in Photoshop CS6. With a new image open in the workspace, I want to select part of it, but unlike previous marquee selection tools, we want to select an area which is not a standard shape, i.e. not a square, rectangle or ellipse. For example, if we want to select an object and remove it from the background, which is a common selection, we can use some of the following tools. Firstly, the Lasso tool, which, as the name suggests, will lasso the selection regardless of its shape. The shortcut, as you can see, is L. If we select this tool, you will see the cursor changes into a little lasso with an arrow attached. It is the tip of the arrow where we can draw our selection. You just left click with your mouse and hold and drag the lasso to select the desired part of the image. If you do not complete the selection fully, the tool automatically joins up the two ends of the lasso for you, like this. Now be careful when selecting, because you will see in a moment we have options with this tool. Right now it is in new selection mode, so each time you click on the image, a new selection is created and the previous one disappears. Now when you complete the selection, you will see a little box appear if you move your cursor inside the selection. This allows you to move the selection area around in the workspace by left clicking, holding and dragging the mouse, like so. In the options window, the selection options are similar to the ones on the marquee tool. Number 1 is a new selection mode. As we mentioned before, this means that when you create a new selection, the old one disappears. Number 2 is to add to an existing selection, like this. Number 3 is to subtract from an existing selection, like so. And number 4 is to intersect with the selection, like this. And the rest we can discuss later in another course. The subsets of tools in the Lasso tools are the polygonal lasso and the magnetic lasso. The polygonal lasso allows you to create a selection manually by setting a starting point and bit by bit select the area with key points manually. The magnetic lasso tool is similar, only this tool attaches itself to distinctive lines in the image to semi-automatically create the selection. You can override the magnetic lasso tool by selecting key points in the selection yourself alongside its magnetic function. With both of these tools, you can complete a selection when a little circle appears beside the tool to indicate you have closed the loop. You can then release the mouse button to finish the selection process, like this. The next tool to examine is the Quick Selection tool. This tool here, the shortcut here is W. So, to use the Quick Selection tool, you just click and drag, or you can click and select each area individually, like this. Notice in the options window that the new selection option automatically changes to the add to an existing selection option, so that you can continue to create and refine your selection. Now let me just point out at this stage that, as with any brush tool, you can change the parameters of this tool here: size, hardness and spacing, etc. A handy shortcut is to press the square brackets to change the size. Left bracket for smaller, right bracket for bigger, like this. This works for all brush tools, like the eraser, clone stamp, etc. But we'll get to those tools in other units. The subset tool with this tool is the Magic Wand, which looks like this. Again, I am just holding down the mouse button and releasing it over the tool of my choice. Now the Magic Wand tool can be very effective, though I personally prefer the Quick Selection tool myself. But the Magic Wand works like this. When you click on the image, the Magic Wand tool selects pixels based on various parameters such as brightness, sample size and tolerance, which can be changed in the options window up here. You have the anti-alias and contiguous, which means stay within the area, but we can cover these in more detail in a later unit. So be careful and experiment with this tool to refine its coverage. The Lasso tool can be used to freeform select a particular part of the image. You can subtract from and add to an existing selection using the options in the Options window. Create a freeform selection using the Quick Selection tool. Fine-tune the Magic Wand tool to easily create an intricate selection.